6 ways to stay motivated and achieve success. Most people struggle with staying motivated, but those who master it unlock the doors to success. It's that feeling you get when the alarm goes off and you just can't find a reason to get out of bed. When the goals you set feel like heavy weights instead of stepping stones. When everything inside you whispers, just wait a little longer, just give yourself a break. But somewhere deep down, you know the truth. Waiting never brought success to anyone. It's what you do now in these moments of doubt that shapes what happens next. It's easy to feel stuck. Easy to think that motivation is something that strikes when the stars align, when everything is perfect. But the reality? Motivation comes from movement. It comes from deciding to take that first step even when you don't feel ready, even when your energy is low and your doubts are loud. Because no matter how small the action, it counts. Every time you choose to push forward, you send a message to yourself that you are capable, that you are stronger than your fears, that you are ready to fight for your dreams, even when it's hard. Behind every success story, there's a person who chose to keep going when it would have been easier to quit. A person who decided to show up day after day, no matter how tired, no matter how discouraged. A person who learned that the real battle isn't out there. It's inside. You will get results if you take action. You don't need to wait for perfect timing. You don't need to wait for inspiration to strike. You just need to move. Just one small decision, one small shift in your focus, and everything can change. In this video, we're diving into 6 powerful ways to keep your motivation high and achieve your biggest goals. These aren't complicated strategies. They're simple, they're practical, and they work if you use them. Stay with me. Your future starts with the choices you make today. Let's begin. Way 1, clarify your why. Here's the truth. It's hard to stay motivated when you don't know why you're doing it. When the goals you've set feel distant and disconnected from your heart, it's easy to fall into a routine of doing the bare minimum. You start something and you're excited at first, but the excitement fades. You forget why you even started. That's why the first step, the foundation of staying motivated, is knowing your why. It's not enough to say you want to be successful or you want to change your life. You need to know the real reason underneath. What is driving you? What will happen if you don't follow through? Is it your family? Is it the desire to break a cycle? Is it the dream of freedom, of waking up every day knowing you control your destiny? Maybe it's the need to prove to yourself that you can do it, that you are not the person your doubts tell you you are. Whatever your reason is, it has to be clear. It has to be strong enough to pull you through the tough days when you feel like giving up. When you know your why, it becomes your anchor. It keeps you grounded. It gives you the strength to keep going even when the motivation isn't there. Here's something simple you can do. Write it down. Write your why on a piece of paper or a sticky note or in a journal. Put it somewhere you'll see it every day, on your bathroom mirror, on your phone's home screen, on your desk. Read it every morning when you wake up and every night before you go to sleep. Your why is the fuel that keeps the fire burning. It reminds you of what you're fighting for. It makes every small step feel meaningful. And when the setbacks come, and they will, you'll have a reason to get back up and keep moving forward. You are capable of more than you think. You have dreams for a reason. Now's the time to remember why you started, to reconnect with the purpose that set you on this path. Because when your why is clear, no challenge is too big, no setback is too hard, and no day is wasted. Your why is yours alone. Own it, use it, and let it guide you every single day. Way 2, set clear, compelling goals. The next step, the one that can change everything, is setting clear and compelling goals. Let's be honest. Most people drift through life with goals that are vague, like, I want to get in shape, or I want to be successful. But those are just wishes, not goals. Wishes don't move you forward. They don't give you direction. What you need is clarity, real clarity. When you set a goal, you need to make it specific. Instead of, I want to get in shape, say, I want to run a 5K in 3 months. Or, I want to be able to do 20 push-ups without stopping. Make it something you can measure, something you can track, so you know when you've achieved it. It's not enough to say, I want to make more money. How much? By when? What are you willing to do to make it happen? Break the big goal down into smaller pieces. If your goal is to earn $10,000 more this year, break it into monthly or even weekly targets. That way, you're not overwhelmed by the size of the goal. You're focused on taking the next step and then the next one. You see, when your goals are clear, they give you energy. They give you something to aim for. And every time you hit one of those smaller milestones, it feels like a win. It builds momentum. It reminds you that you're making progress, even if it's slow. A great tool you can use is a simple journal or even an app to track your goals. Write down what you're working toward. Write the milestones. Keep track of how far you've come. Each small success becomes a building block, proof that you're moving forward. This isn't just about having a list of goals. It's about knowing exactly what you want, why you want it, and how you're going to get there. It's about giving yourself a roadmap so you're not just wandering aimlessly, hoping something good happens. When you have clear, compelling goals, you stop being a passenger in your own life. You become the driver. And every day, with every small step, you get closer to where you want to be. No more vague wishes. No more hoping for the best. Now it's time to set clear goals, track your progress, and move forward with purpose. Because the life you want isn't going to happen by accident. It starts with a decision and a plan. Your goals are your compass. Set them, break them down, track them, and watch your motivation soar. Way 3. Build a success environment. Now let's talk about your environment, the world around you. This is where so many people get it wrong. They try to push themselves toward their goals, but their surroundings are pulling them back, dragging them down. It's like trying to sprint through mud. No matter how much you want to move forward, you feel stuck. If you want to stay motivated, you have to build a success environment. That means taking a hard look at where you spend your time and who you spend it with. Look around. Is your workspace cluttered, chaotic, filled with distractions? Does it drain your energy the moment you sit down? Or is it clean, organized, and filled with reminders of why you're working so hard? Start with your physical space. Clear the clutter. Get rid of things that don't serve you. Organize your tools, your materials, your notes. Make your space a place that invites focus. A place where you feel ready to work, ready to think, ready to create. Add things that inspire you, photos of your goals, quotes that remind you why you started, symbols of the success you're aiming for. But it's not just about the physical space. It's also about the people around you. Are you surrounded by people who encourage you, challenge you, push you to be better? Or are you stuck in a circle of negativity where dreams are mocked and motivation dies? If you want to stay motivated, you need to build a network of people who believe in what you're doing. People who have their own goals, their own drive. People who don't let excuses hold them back. When you're around those kinds of people, their energy becomes your energy. Their motivation fuels yours. And don't forget the digital environment. What do you fill your mind with every day? Are you scrolling through endless negativity, distractions, mindless content? Or are you feeding your mind with inspiration, learning, ideas that challenge you? Building a success environment isn't a one-time thing. It's a choice you make every day. It's about saying no to the distractions, the negativity, the clutter. It's about creating a space that makes you feel powerful, capable, and ready to take on the world. This is where motivation stops being just a feeling and becomes a system. When your environment supports you, staying motivated becomes easier. It stops being a struggle and starts feeling natural. You'll find yourself wanting to sit down and get to work because your space and your circle are lifting you up, not holding you back. So look around. Clear the space. Surround yourself with people who lift you higher. Choose to make your environment one that fuels your fire. Because when your world supports your goals, you stop fighting against the current. You start moving with the flow, with strength, with clarity, and with a motivation that feels unstoppable. Way 4. Use the power of habits. Let's talk about habits now. This is where real, lasting motivation lives. Because no matter how fired up you are today, if you don't have the right habits in place, that fire is going to fade. It'll burn out in a few days, a few weeks. But when you build habits that align with your goals, that fire becomes something steady, something that keeps burning no matter what. It starts with small, simple actions, tiny things you can do every day that add up over time. Things like waking up a little earlier to plan your day, setting aside a few minutes to review your goals, dedicating just a few focused moments to the most important task at hand. These things might seem small, almost too small to matter, but they're not, because habits are the foundation of success. The key is to stack these new habits onto the ones you already have. Let's say you already have a habit of brushing your teeth every morning. Stack a new habit onto that, like reading a short motivational quote or writing down your top 3 priorities for the day. Over time, that new habit becomes automatic, just like brushing your teeth. Don't try to change everything all at once. That's where so many people go wrong. They try to overhaul their entire life overnight, and when it gets hard, they quit. Start with one habit, something so small it feels almost effortless. Then once that habit sticks, build on it. Add another, then another. This creates a chain reaction, a cascade of positive changes that build on each other and strengthen your motivation. But here's the real secret. Habits don't just change what you do, they change who you believe you are. Every time you complete that small habit, you're casting a vote for the person you want to become. You're telling yourself, I'm someone who takes action. I'm someone who stays focused. I'm someone who moves forward, even when it's hard. Over time, those votes add up. They shape your identity, your mindset, your confidence. And that's when motivation becomes something deeper, something unshakable. It stops being about waiting for inspiration or feeling pumped up. It becomes a part of who you are, a person who follows through, a person who keeps going, a person who gets results. So start small. Pick one habit. Stack it onto something you already do. Let it build. Let it grow. And before you know it, you'll have a set of daily rituals that keep you moving forward, keep you focused, keep you motivated, no matter what life throws your way. Because motivation isn't just about the big moments. It's built in the small ones, the daily choices, the quiet decisions you make when no one's watching. That's where the power lies. That's where you become unstoppable. Way 5, celebrate small wins. Now let's talk about something a lot of people forget, the small wins. Those tiny victories that seem so insignificant, but in reality, they're the fuel that keeps the fire burning. See, when you set out on a journey, especially one that's long and challenging, it's easy to focus so much on the end goal that you forget to look back and recognize how far you've come. But every single step forward, every task completed, every challenge overcome, it all counts. It's those small wins that keep you going. When you take a moment to acknowledge those moments, something shifts inside you. You start to build a pattern of positive reinforcement. Your brain begins to associate effort with reward. You start to feel a sense of accomplishment, and that feeling gives you energy, it gives you momentum. It's like putting fuel in your tank, one drop at a time. And before you know it, your tank is full and you're ready to keep driving forward. So how do you do this? Simple. You make it a habit to recognize your progress, no matter how small. Maybe you finished a workout even when you didn't feel like it. Maybe you stuck to your plan for the day. Maybe you took the first step on a new project you've been putting off. Whatever it is, write it down. Keep a win journal. At the end of each day or week, take a few minutes to jot down what you accomplished. You'll be surprised at how much you've actually achieved, and that list will remind you of your progress whenever you feel stuck or discouraged. But don't just write it down. Celebrate it. Give yourself a pat on the back. Treat yourself to something small. Even if it's just a quiet moment of appreciation or sharing your win with a friend or family member. That recognition makes the effort feel worth it. It helps you see that you're not just grinding away for some far-off goal. You're making real, tangible progress right now. And here's what happens when you make this a habit. Those small wins start to build on each other. One win leads to the next. You create a momentum that's hard to stop. You train your mind to look for progress instead of problems, to focus on what's going right instead of what's going wrong. And over time, that mindset shift becomes a powerful force, keeping you motivated even when things get tough. So don't wait for the big victory to celebrate. Don't wait until you've hit your ultimate goal to feel proud. Start now. Recognize the little things you're doing every day to move closer to your goals. Celebrate them. Let those small wins remind you that you're capable, you're determined, and you're making progress. One step at a time, one win at a time, you're getting closer to where you want to be. And that's something worth celebrating. Way 6, commit to lifelong learning. Now let's look at something that often gets overlooked but is absolutely essential for long-term motivation. Lifelong learning. See, when you're on the path to success, it's not just about reaching a destination. It's about growing along the way. Growth fuels motivation. Every time you learn something new, every time you challenge yourself to expand your knowledge, you're not only becoming more skilled or informed, you're reinforcing your belief that you're capable of more. Think about it like this. When you expose yourself to new ideas, fresh perspectives, and different ways of thinking, you're adding tools to your toolkit. You're preparing yourself for the inevitable obstacles that will come your way. And with each new tool, you become more confident, more adaptable, more motivated to keep going. Lifelong learning doesn't just make you smarter, it makes you more resilient. It reminds you that you're not stuck. You're constantly evolving. So how do you make this a part of your life? You start by making a simple commitment to invest in yourself. Pick up a book, take an online course, listen to a podcast that stretches your thinking. Find people who've already achieved the kind of success you're after and study what they did. Learn from their mindset, their habits, their strategies. Take notes. Apply what resonates with you. And don't make it complicated. You don't need to enroll in an expensive degree program or attend endless seminars. Just set a personal development goal. Read one book a month, take one course every few weeks, listen to one podcast a day. The key is to keep learning, to keep pushing your mind to explore new ideas and ways of doing things. That steady drip of knowledge will keep your mind sharp and your motivation high. When you commit to lifelong learning, you're sending yourself a message. I'm not just going through the motions, I'm getting better every day. I'm investing in my future. And that commitment builds a deep-seated confidence. It helps you push through doubt, through setbacks, because you know you're not just reacting to life, you're actively shaping it. Every new thing you learn adds a layer of motivation, a sense of progress that can't be taken away. It's not just about reading or listening, it's about taking action on what you've learned, testing it in real life, seeing the results. And when you see yourself growing, when you feel that momentum building, you'll realize that motivation isn't something that comes and goes. It's something you create day by day. With every new thing you learn, every new skill you build, every new perspective you adopt. So make the commitment today. Decide that no matter where you are or how busy life gets, you'll always find time to learn. You'll always make space to grow. And as you do, you'll find that motivation isn't a struggle anymore. It's a natural part of who you are. You're not just working toward success, you're becoming the kind of person who creates it every single day. So as we come to the end of this journey, let's take a moment to look back at everything we've covered. Remember, motivation isn't this fleeting feeling that just appears one day and disappears the next. It's not something you wait around for, hoping it shows up to push you forward. It's something you create deliberately every single day. It starts with you getting crystal clear on your why. What's driving you deep down? It's in setting clear, compelling goals that pull you forward, breaking them down into steps that feel doable, that make the journey less overwhelming. It's about shaping your environment so that it works for you, not against you, cutting out distractions and filling your space with things and people that lift you up. It's in the small daily habits you build that, over time, form the backbone of your progress. Habits that don't even need you to feel motivated because they've become a part of who you are. It's in celebrating every little win along the way, not waiting for some big final payoff, but finding joy and energy in the steps you take right now. And it's in making a decision to never stop learning, to stay curious, to keep adding to your knowledge, because that's what makes you resilient, adaptable, and always growing. So now here's the question I'm asking you. Which of these 6 are you going to start with today? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Which step will you take to turn motivation from something you wish for into something you live every day? If this video has sparked something in you, If you found even one idea that resonates, that makes you want to take action, like the video to show it's made an impact. Subscribe to the channel for more content that helps you stay driven, and share your own motivation tips in the comments below. Your voice might just inspire someone else who's on the same journey. So let's get to it. Your path to staying motivated and achieving success starts right now.